Howdy everyone, hope y'all doing well. So today I'm going to be talking about tenses. Why tenses? That is so hard. We don't want to learn tenses, right? Well, it is indeed difficult for us who is not raised with English language. But if we love to speak English, we should learn the tenses as well. Why? Because it is so important. You should keep in mind that English is a chronological language. English speakers simply always need to know when some actions or events took place. Chronology, or events and dates, set in order of their happening, is expressed by English speakers through verb tenses. Each tense indicates the connections between two or more time periods or the exact time an activity occurred, which underlines the importance of English grammar tenses. They can be used to create different meanings from the same verbs and help to anchor the listener understand the meaning behind your story. Thus, English has a lot of verb tenses, with some expressing connection between two time periods, whereas others indicate the exact timing of an activity. Further, the depth of English tenses should never be underestimated. We can indeed express very different things when simply changing the tense, or even use tenses as rhetorical devices to stress whether we strongly believe a project is going to succeed, or simply express that we will see if a project will succeed. Before we begin, here is a list of the 12 verb tenses in English. Present simple verb tense. When you use present simple, you are using a routine. It is something that you always do every day, month, or year, or it is something that you never do. For example, I travel every day. She travels every day. Present continuous progressive verb tense. When you use present continuous, you are referring to what is happening right now. Also, it can be an action that is not yet complete. For example, I am traveling right now. They are traveling right now. She is traveling right now. Present perfect verb tense. Although it is easy to confuse this verb tense with present simple, the main difference is that the action is complete for present perfect. In other words, you are looking at the result right now without any words referring to time. For example, I have traveled to France. He has traveled to France. Present perfect continuous progressive verb tense. In this verb tense, an action starts in the past, but it's still continuing now. You have been performing the action and still are performing the action in the present. For example, I have been traveling for a day. She has been traveling for a day. Next one, past simple. For past simple, it includes a finished action and time. For example, I traveled to France yesterday. Next up, we have past continuous. When you use the past continuous, you are often using two actions. However, one action is not finished in the past, and another is complete, interrupting the other action. For examples, she was traveling by bus when the deer crossed the road. They were traveling when the deer crossed the road. Next one, past perfect verb tense. This verb tense uses two actions at two different times. Before the second action occurs, the first action is complete. For examples, she had traveled by car when the bus arrived. Past perfect continuous. For colloquial English, we don't use past perfect continuous very often, but in textbooks, it's a bit more common. This very tense has a complete action that happened before a second action, but in this case, you can describe how long. For example, I have been traveling for 1 hour when the car broke down. Future simple verb tense. This verb tense is about planning things to do in the future. For example, what will you do tomorrow next week? Instead of using will, you can also use going to for future tense, but this lesson uses will for the future tense. Future simple examples. She will travel to France tomorrow. Future continuous. The action is not complete when another action happens in the future. This is similar to past continuous, but it refers to the future. For example, she will be traveling when you arrive. Future perfect verb tense. An action will be completed in the future before another is completed. For examples, she will have traveled to France by the time you arrive. Future perfect continuous. An action will be continuing in the future when it is interrupted by another action. In this future verb tense, it often includes an indication of how long the action has been happening. For examples, she will have been traveling for 1 hour when you arrive. So that's all for the tenses that I can share to y'all. Please keep in mind that tenses are really important for us who love to speak in English and who love to write in English. So that's all for the video. Hope you guys like it. So with that being said, bye bye.